Anthrax, a name synonymous with raw power, relentless energy, and a unique sense of humor, stand tall as one of the big four of thrash metal. Their history is not just a chronicle of blistering riffs and pounding drums. It's a story of innovation, perseverance, and the unwavering pursuit of musical integrity. The band's story begins in 1981, in the heart of New York City, when guitarists Scott Ian and Dan Lilker, who would later play bass, decided to forge a new path in heavy music. Fueled by their love for bands like Motorhead, Iron Maiden, and Judas Priest, they sought to push the envelope of what was considered heavy. Early lineups were fluid, but the arrival of drummer Charlie Benani in 1983 solidified the core of their sound. Singer Neil Turbin joined before the release of their debut album, Fistful of Metal, in 1984, showcasing their raw, unrefined thrash aesthetic. Though a solid introduction, it was with the arrival of vocalist Joey Belladonna in 1985 that the classic Anthrax sound began to crystallize. Belladonna's melodic vocals, a stark contrast to the abrasive approach of many thrash bands, became a defining characteristic of Anthrax. Coupled with Ian's rhythmically aggressive guitar work, Benani's technically proficient drumming, and the groove-oriented bass playing of Frank Bello, who replaced Lilker, the band developed a unique musical identity. This was immediately apparent on their second album, Spreading the Disease, 1985, which took their raw power and refined it into a more cohesive and engaging thrash experience. Tracks like Medusa and Madhouse became instant classics, solidifying their place within the burgeoning thrash scene alongside Metallica, Slayer, and Megadeth. The 1987 release of Among the Living is widely considered Anthrax's masterpiece and a seminal work in the history of thrash metal. The album's combination of blistering riffs, catchy choruses, and lyrical narratives inspired by Stephen King novels was a potent blend that resonated with metalheads worldwide. Songs like Caught in a Mosh, I Am the Law, and the title track became anthems, cementing Anthrax's position not only as thrash pioneers, but also as a commercially viable force within the genre. Anthrax's willingness to experiment and embrace different influences set them apart from their peers. Their collaboration with Public Enemy on the track Bring the Noise in 1991 was a groundbreaking moment, bridging the gap between metal and hip-hop and challenging genre conventions. This collaboration, along with the release of the album Persistence of Time, 1990, demonstrated their continued musical evolution and their refusal to be pigeonholed. However, the 1990s proved to be a challenging period for many thrash bands. The rise of grunge and alternative rock challenged the dominance of metal, leading to various lineup changes within Anthrax. Joey Belladonna departed from the band after the release of Persistence of Time, replaced by John Bush. Bush's tenure saw a more aggressive, groove-oriented sound with albums like Sound of White Noise, 1993, and Stomp 442, 1995. Though the quality of their output remained high, they struggled to recapture the widespread success of their earlier work. Despite the shifts in personnel and musical direction, Anthrax never abandoned their commitment to heavy music. Their resilience was further displayed when Joey Belladonna returned to the fold in 2010, marking a celebrated reunification for the band and a renewed sense of purpose. In recent years, Anthrax has experienced a resurgence in popularity, driven by their enduring legacy and the continued quality of their live performances. Albums like Worship Music 2011 and For All Kings 2016 prove that they could still produce relevant and impactful metal, proving that their creative fire was far from extinguished. From the mosh pits of the 80s to the thunderous arenas of the 21st century, Anthrax continues to ignite audiences with their infectious energy and uncompromising spirit, solidifying their place as true legends of the metal world.